So Vamsi is right. He's a dear friend I worked on with Bimal Naga. I did a film with Sitara, and he is so different from all the producers you normally see in a classical sense.
For sure.
So he had something which now became very viral and popular. I have to talk about it.
Sure.
He said day one is going to be 100 crores, and that's how he's beginning his campaign for this film.
Just to make it clear, in 13 years of my career, almost 40 films, I still haven't hit 100 crores. So if this does 100 crores day one, I will be the happiest person. I will probably be like Vamsi. I'll have a framed picture of you in my home.
But tell me, how is it with Stara, with Vamsi, Cinema, all of them?
No, they've been lovely and they've been very supportive of the film. But I remember there was one, I feel like we were maybe 30% of the film. And Vamsi is very confused. So he's not the kind of producer that's like meddlesome, like he doesn't overly interfere.
Yeah.
But he does, visit from time to time to sort of show his presence and make sure like you know that he's around. And that's good. I think that's healthy as producers. If you're there every day, like a lot of producers sit there from all day to seem like the clock is ticking and
there's that nervous energy.
Correct. Because if we go over, but he doesn't do that. Like he comes from time to time. So one day he wanted to meet me and he's like, "Sir, is everything going as? Do you think it's going okay? Because this is not a typical massy commercial film with fight and dance and songs and all this stuff. But we're still going, this many days. We're still shooting so much. You sure it's okay?" And I was like, Vamsika, this is not a type of film that even I've attempted, nor is Venky. And I think I've done one heist film before. And when you do any, should I reveal heist film?
We'll just block this and we'll just beep it. They'll think it's something wrong, bad we're talking.
But I'm saying, okay, certain genres of films need a certain amount of shots and angles and stuff to either increase pace, decrease it, slow it down, speed it up how you want in edit. So we do need a number of shots, especially in certain sequences. So I was like, I do understand what Venky is. There's no wastage. We are not traffic.
We're not just blowing up.
No, we're not. So he's like, okay, sir, you're sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. Okay. Then beyond that, there's no conversation about this, which I liked. Because he was trying to understand it. I think as a producer, he's seeing us shooting, and he's like, this is just some bank, house, and there's some done. This should be a quick film without so much effort.
On paper, the idea of
correct.
It's usually a strange thing when we assume that if there's no song and dance or there's no big action sequence, we feel like the film should get over fast.
Because you can break down song, dance, and fights.
Yeah.
You can be like one song 4 days, this song 5 days, this fight 12 days, whatever.
Correct.
There is a calculation.
But for drama, you don't know how to break it.
You don't know how to do it. I think we're facing the same.
We're facing this.
With Kanta. We're like,
oh, this is how long it takes? Okay, no problem. So now this film is out on the 31st of October.
Yeah.
And it's out across India in 5 languages.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, what is your expectations of each?
I'm beyond. I think, I've not. These past 2 years have been the slowest in my career in a very long time.
Hey,
I usually have.
Stop saying that.
Seriously, I usually do at least 3 films. If you see my contemporaries in Malayalam, they're all like 5 films, 6 films. My dad is at 5, 6 films. So when I'm like 1 film a year for 2 years, it's almost unprecedented. Like there's no.
So here, but in Telugu, they think you're an actor who does films very fast in Telugu.
I need to speed things up. Because I signed the film thinking it's a 3-4 month film. It's taken a year. So I think for me, the joy, the excitement is the fact that I am coming out with a film after 14 months. So, and irrespective of how it fares in each of the languages, I think we've made a good film.
Nice.
And I think the subject is very Indian, very universal in that. I think 80% of India is either Bhaskar or knows a Bhaskar or relates or connects to a Bhaskar. I think for me, when I first heard the script, what I connected with it, I was like, if some decent percentage of the audience walks out of the cinema halls at the end of the film feeling like they are Bhaskar in some way, we have a winner.
You have a winner. Yes. So then, who's a Bhaskar in your life? Or have you seen Bhaskars around?
I think we all know Bhaskars in our lives, in some form or the other. Like my dad has some 5 siblings, my mom has some 3 siblings, and obviously their kids, their extended families, and there's always been only one movie star. I'm the second in that sense. And so all of growing up, we've always seen different members of the family struggling in some form or the other, especially financially. And I think that is all of Bhaskar's story, right? Every month I feel like he's a little in a negative balance. Like he'll make X, but his expenses every month are X plus so much. And that's his struggle. And I feel like so much of our country historically has always been like that. I think it's been a lot better of late, since liberalization in the past 20 years or whatever. But there are still people that struggle on a month-on-month basis. So, which is what I think I love most about the film.
About the film? Yeah. Tell me, who are Bhaskars in your life? Have you seen Bhaskars around you?
I think I've grown up in a very normal government services. My dad was in the army, and I think even though you get to have a very comfortable life, I do remember having the best travel experiences and memories in our Maruti, the four of us just going in, traveling. And
which is
so
relevant to
it is. So I feel like I have all of those memories etched in my mind. Like I can still remember it so clearly about all of those things growing up in that space wherein my mom would have to bargain with the sabzi wala also on how it is, but it's a typical like middle class space. That's what I've grown in, where education is given the most importance, focusing on things that will probably stand you long term. I remember I would be buying my books and that'd be saved and passed on to my brother, because we won't be buying the other ones. We'd be like, why buy it if he's going to go into the next, like this. That's literally
it happened with me too, just that I didn't use the book, so it went to my sister straight.
Sister
they're fresh books.
So that's what I remember my mom buying a little one size extra, like for us, for our school uniforms, knowing that we're going to fit into it probably next year as well. It's going to go in. So those small things that work in, and I've grown up with that thing. So I know those things and how the smallest of things make so much of an impact in a normal government services or a middle class family. And I think that is what I could relate to the most when I was listening, when I'm shooting, when we are all hearing those scenes. It's so relatable because I have grown up with those things, and it just felt so nice knowing that it's on screen, because I could relate to that and be like, we also do this. Do you remember this in the Maruti or stuff like that? So it's so beautiful to have this story, and I think this is one of the reasons why this film is so special to me.